I'm just back from a short vacation with the family in Mexico, and it really made me so thankful, not only that we have the ability to take trips like this, but that I am a morning person because getting up early and seeing the sunrise over the water is truly such a gift. I can't explain what it literally does for my soul. It like recharges my internal battery, it resets my system, and it just gives me such clarity on what my next steps are. And it could really do the same for you. So, if you go on any type of vacation where you have the ability to see the sunrise over the water, please do yourself a favor and me a favor, at least one day, get up for it. You can always take a nap on the beach or by the pool or catch up on sleep when you get home. I promise you, you will thank me. And while I was looking at those beautiful sunrises, I decided that today I'm going to give you 10 solid reasons why becoming a morning person might just change your life, just like it did for me. Well, I guess 11 because technically I did just give you one. Sunrises are really so worth it. And I know some of you are already thinking there is no way I'm getting up any earlier. I need my sleep, but all it takes are baby steps. And if you're thinking, but I barely have time for myself as it is, I hear you. That's exactly why boundaries are so important. And if you haven't grabbed my Boundaries Made Simple guide yet, now's the time. Because the truth is, carving out that early morning time for yourself starts with setting the right boundaries so that you're constantly not getting pulled in a million directions. You deserve that time. And trust me, it can really change everything. So go grab your copy now. The link is in the show notes. Are you feeling overwhelmed trying to juggle all the many hats you wear as a working mom? Do you want more quality time with your family without distraction of work and time alone to take care of yourself and your needs? Welcome to Mom Wife Career Life. I'm Carrie, a wife, mom of 3, and a recovering perfectionist. In this podcast, I will teach you how to create balance in your life by implementing healthy habits, organizing your home and your schedule, being intentional with your time and in your relationships, and most importantly, how to start putting your needs first because no one can pour from an empty cup. Grab that second cup of coffee, or if you're anything like me, your third. It's time to dive into today's episode of Mom Wife Career Life. When I tell people how early I get up in the morning, they look at me like I'm crazy. And I'm not about to try to convince you to start getting up at 4:30 like me, but I'm hoping by the end of this episode that you will at least start taking baby steps to build yourself a morning routine that gets you excited to get out of bed and not dread that alarm going off. And if this is an area that you really need help with, I just opened up my waitlist for my Mornings Made Simple workshop where I will walk you through step by step how to create a morning routine that works for your life. One that sets you up for success, gives you a little breathing room before the day takes over, and maybe even, dare I say, might actually make you excited to get out of bed in the morning. The link to get your name on the wait list is in the show note. And spoiler alert, those on the wait list will get a nice little early bird discount. So get your name on there. But now let's jump back into why you should start waking up early in the morning. Number 1, peace and quiet. There is just something about getting up before everyone, being in a quiet house when it's still dark outside, the magical time when the house is silent. Every mom deserves this time in their day. No, mom, where are my shoes? No, what's for breakfast? No, TV's blaring. Just you and your thoughts. Even if all you do is sit there and have a hot cup of coffee or tea, it's that uninterrupted time where you might actually get to finish the cup without it going cold. Number 2, you can finally think straight. When you're sitting in that silence, in that peace and quiet, it's the perfect opportunity to actually think. It's the perfect time to journal, to meditate, to pray, to just be in your thoughts. I get such clarity in the morning meditating because I'm really able to focus because there's nothing else competing for my time. The kids are asleep. Everything is pretty much ready for the morning. I have my time blocked out during the week to do my other non-negotiables and tackle my to-do list so that I'm not even thinking about it in the morning. So this is the time when my creativity really starts flowing. Number 3, get jump started on your day. When you wake up early, you're not forced to play defense all day. You're playing offense. You're ahead of the game. You're setting the tone for the day instead of reacting to it. And as part of my morning routine, I set aside time to go through my planner and really get an idea of how my day's going to flow. I make sure my time blocks are all set up and I know what my top 3 priorities are of the day, so I know where to focus my energy. I get so much done in that time before the kids wake up that I'm not trying to do a million things at once. It just allows for a much smoother morning. Number 4, exercise without excuses. Okay, hear me out on this one. I know if you're already having a hard time getting out of bed in the morning, you're probably rolling your eyes at this one thinking, yeah, right, I'm not getting up to work out. But Morning workouts don't have to be a full-blown CrossFit session. It's just getting your body moving. Even doing a 10-minute stretch or a quick walk around the block can really set your day up for success. If you have a dog, he or she needs to be walked, so it's a perfect excuse to get outside. Brody is half of my motivation for going on walks. And if you don't have a dog, then maybe this is your sign to get one. I'm totally kidding. They are a lot of work. Our kids begged us to get a dog and promised that they would walk him and take care of him and play with him. And they were all lies. As soon as we ask one to walk the dog, the response is always, "Why didn't you ask the other one to do it?" Which they know that response drives us bananas. But my point is, and this is a total tangent, if you don't already have a pet and you're contemplating getting one with the idea that your kids will actually help, get that thought out of your head. They may help a little, especially in the beginning, but the novelty wears off real fast, especially when it's raining out. And in their head, it just becomes a chore. And very few kids, if any, are eager to do chores. So if you do want to get a pet, just know that it will be you, mama, taking care of it. But back to my original point that I was making, getting your body moving in the morning is so important. And if you work out at home, the best part is there are zero people to judge you. Not that you should care what other people think, but it's natural to feel at least a little self-conscious when you're going to the gym or a workout class for the first time. I did try the gym thing this time last year. I joined a boot camp and I quickly learned that it is totally not my thing or my body's thing because the pain I was in was unbearable, but it could totally be your thing and you can end up becoming so passionate about it. So if your spouse can hold down the fort so you can sneak out for a little bit, totally go for it. But personally, I like to work out at home and save that commuting time to work on my side hustle. Number 5, time for self-care. This is probably one of the most important reasons you should be getting up in the morning. You know, as moms, we tend to put ourselves last. Our nurturing instincts tells us to take care of everyone else first, and if there's any time left, then maybe we'll do something for ourselves. But the quiet mornings when no one else is up, when no one else is competing for your time, is the absolute perfect time to do something for yourself. And I want you to take a minute and really just think about what you could do for yourself in the mornings that would get you excited to get out of bed. Start there. For me, I do a lot of self-care in the morning, but when I first started, I carved out a little time to pray, which a huge part of my prayer is gratitude, mentally going through all the things I am grateful for. And I try to get as specific as possible. Like, I'm grateful the kids got along last night. I'm grateful we all got to eat dinner together. I'm grateful I got a good night's sleep and didn't wake up in the middle of the night. Things that most of us take for granted. And if you are able to start your day with gratitude, I'm telling you, it puts you in such a better mood. It makes you more patient and it really makes you start attracting more positivity in your life. I also do a short meditation and manifestation now. I try to center myself and I try to picture myself achieving each of my goals. I try to picture where I'll be, how I will feel, what I'll be wearing. The more specific you can be, the better. But whatever self-care routine you choose, make it something that will really put a smile on your face because that's what it's all about. Number 6, you'll have less stress and more patience. I know I touched on this one already, but it's definitely worth its own tip. If your kids are anything like mine, getting them out of bed in the morning can be seriously tough. They weren't always like that. When they were younger, they would jump out of bed and wanted to be the first at school, but the older they get, the harder it's gotten. It's probably also because they are going to bed later and all those teenage hormones, but I know when I was trying to get myself ready and do all the things I needed to do to get myself up and out at the same time as trying to get them ready and up and out, it added so much stress to my morning. And my patience for the hunt for the shoe that was missing as the school bus was rounding the corner was completely non-existent. But getting up earlier has really allowed me to get myself ready for the day, get all my stuff out of the way before I have to deal with a teenage wake up and checking in on them every 5 minutes to see if they're actually getting out of bed. And it definitely makes me more patient. Not to say that I don't lose it every once in a while. And I feel the need to remind you all this sometimes that I am absolutely human and I am not perfect and I do lose my patience. But what I do have is a huge toolkit to help me stay calm, to be a positive parent. But when the kids are going to be late for the 3rd time in a week, which then makes me late to work, sometimes I don't take a second to go through the toolbox and I react. But if I was trying to get myself ready and do all of the things while still trying to get them up and out, I don't think there is a toolbox in the world big enough. Help me with that one, which is a perfect segue into number 7, better mom, better mood. When you're not rushing around like a chicken with its head cut off, you're less stressed. And when you're less stressed, you're more patient. Your kids will notice a difference. You'll notice the difference. Heck, even the dog will notice the difference. And let's be honest, no one likes being in a bad mood. And I'm pretty sure we hate all being rushed. Like, I seriously hate it. To me, being on time is being late. I always give myself that buffer time because you never know what monkey wrench will get thrown into your morning. Number 8, time to work on those goals. Mornings are a creativity goldmine. Do you ever notice how the best ideas come when your brain is fresh and unburdened by the chaos of your day? That early morning quiet is prime time for making real progress on your personal goals. Maybe you've been wanting to start a side hustle, or finally write that book, or work on your fitness, or just spend 10 minutes journaling about what you really want out of life. This is your time. No interruptions, no distractions, just you and the version of yourself that you're working towards. And let's be honest, if you don't carve out time for your goals now, when will you? After a long day of parenting and life's endless to-do list, your energy is running on fumes. That's why so many dreams get pushed to later, which, let's be real, often turns into never. But in the morning, you're refreshed, your mind is clear, your willpower is still intact. So whether it's taking an online course, planning your business, setting up fitness goals, or just mapping out the vision for your future, waking up earlier gives you that head start on the life that you actually want, because you're not just waking up early, you're waking up for you. I'm so passionate about this one because waking up early is what is allowing me to turn my dreams into reality. It's my power hour of work in the morning routine where I work on this podcast, where I'm working on creating my workshop that I am working hard to launch in the world next month. Get your name on the waitlist. The link is in the show notes. It's my morning power hour where I create all these freebies that are available for you, also in my show notes, to help you take those baby steps into the life you want to create. My morning is where I create time to pour into all of you, which is what drives my passion. And when you have something that you're so passionate about, I promise you, you won't be hitting that snooze button either. Building the life you want is worth getting up for. Number 9, less guilt. That darn mom guilt. We all feel guilty when we work too much, guilty when we don't work enough, guilty when we miss bedtime, guilty when we want just 5 minutes of silence without someone asking for a snack. It's like no matter what we do, there's this little voice in our head whispering, you should be doing more. But here's the magic of waking up early. It gives you time for you without taking away from anyone else. No more feeling guilty for squeezing in a workout when your kids beg you to play. No more putting off your passion project because the only time you have is after bedtime, and by then, you're running on fumes. Morning is your time. No interruptions, no distractions, just you pouring into yourself before the day pulls you in a million different directions. And let's be honest, when we're taking time for ourselves, we show up better for everyone else. We're more patient, we're more present, and way less likely to snap. So if the mom guilt has been creeping in, here's your permission slip to drop it. Waking up earlier isn't selfish. It is the secret weapon that's going to help you become the best version of yourself for you and for your family. And last but not least, the best reason of all, it's your time because you're worth it. This time isn't for your kids, your boss, or your partner. It's for you to recharge, to refocus, and to remind yourself that you're not just a mom or an employee. You're you, and you deserve a start to your day on your own terms, and treat this like it's your sacred space. Put those boundaries up and protect it. All right, mamas, I hope I've convinced you to give this early riser thing a try. And listen, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. That snooze button is tempting, but start small. Even 15 minutes earlier can make a world of difference. And remember, you don't have to be perfect. If one morning you hit that snooze button, guess what? You're human, just like me. Your kids wake you up in the middle of the night, or baby wakes you up in the middle of the night and you're up for a couple of hours. You deserve that sleep in. Action over perfection. And I'll be honest, on vacation, I was letting myself sleep until 6 in the morning. But when we got back, I didn't just go back to waking up at 4:30 in the morning. I started with 5:30 on the first day, 5:15 on the second day. By the third day, I was at 5 o'clock. And I wasn't being as productive as I could be in the morning when I was getting up at 4:30, but I gave myself grace. And I'll be back to my normal routine soon enough. It's all about action over perfection. So start small, start with just 15 minutes, and I'd love to hear what you're going to do with that extra time. Head on over to our Facebook community, Work-Life Balance for Working Moms, and tell me all about it. Or you can hit me a DM in Instagram at mom.wife.career.life. Sending you so much love and light until next time on Mom Wife Career Life with Carrie Pat. Before you go, if you found this podcast helpful, I would be so grateful if you would take a minute, go on over to iTunes, and leave me a review. If you have other stressed out mamas in your life that you feel this podcast could help, take a screenshot of this episode, post it on your Instagram stories, and tag me, and let them know that they are not alone and they can create balance in their life too. If there's a topic you'd like me to cover or you just want to connect, DM me on Instagram at mom.wife.career.life. or come on over and hang out in our free Facebook community, Work-Life Balance for Working Moms. Sending you so much love and light until next time on Mom Wife Career Life with Carrie Pat.